How do you decide to retire early when working a few more years can bring in so much more money? By our 50s, most of us are making more money than ever before. We're in our highest earning years and it's hard to walk away. Let's just say, and this is generalizing, that it's usually almost impossible to retire in your 40s. Maybe you can retire in your 50s with reduced expenses and a modest lifestyle. But in your 60s, you could retire with quite a bit more money than you could in your 50s. So how do you manage the trade-off? We could be reasonably healthy in our 60s to enjoy our golden years. Retiring earlier than that would give us more time, but we'd have to live more frugally. When most people retire, they leave their jobs at their highest earning potential. Why stop in your 60s? Why not work into your 70s or even your 80s? Think about how much more money you'd have, but how much do you really need? What is that huge pile of money going to buy you if you already have your basic needs met? You can't spend it when you're dead. I'd hate to have earned all that money and not be able to spend it. Leaving your kids with an inheritance is great, but spending more time with them is great too. You can give them the tools they need to succeed and maybe a small inheritance. There's a big trade-off between money and time. That's the big decision we all have to make. This is obviously something everyone has to decide for themselves, but quality of life diminishes with age. There are things you can do in your 50s that you might not be able to do at 65. At some point, you realize you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. Retirement gives you time that you can spend with your family and friends. You can work on your hobbies and activities and work on improving your health. Once you hit your 50s, people you know start having health issues and some even die. Time and health are the real luxuries here. I want to show you a common health decline trajectory. I'm not showing you this to be depressing or to scare you, but it's relevant to when you retire. It's not fun to think about aging and decline, but if you don't consider it when you're planning your retirement, you may end up with regrets. In your 20s and early 30s, you're at your healthiest. Then somewhere in your late 30s, you might have some minor body wear and tear. Then around 40, middle age starts. You're still fully functional, but maybe not in peak health. Then in your 50s, you have more aches, pains, and health issues. I can totally confirm this. A few months ago, I bent over to pick something up off the floor and I tweaked my back. I was so mad because I work out, I eat healthy, and I take care of myself. And this was just from bending over and picking something up. It didn't seem fair because I take care of myself. It took me several weeks to heal from that. This kind of thing didn't happen in my 40s. But we're a little more fragile the older we get. Serious health issues may begin to appear. By your 60s, your health is starting to decline. You're still fully independent and can do most things, except maybe some extreme sports. Serious illnesses are more common in people in their 60s, especially people who don't take care of themselves. The 70s are sometimes seen as the last good decade. Declining is common. People don't do as much and can start to lose independence. Death starts to become a lot more common at this age. In your 80s, major health decline is common, major loss of independence. Death is much more common. If you make it to your 90s, you're lucky and you probably took good care of yourself. There's a significant loss of independence and quality of life is typically not as good. So looking at this graph, the traditional retirement age of 65 is right at the start of the biggest decline. The difference between retiring at 50 and 65 is massive. Compared to being 50, at 65, people usually experience a more significant decline in physical health. There's higher risk of chronic conditions like arthritis, diabetes, heart disease, and osteoporosis. And there's also higher risk of cognitive issues like Alzheimer's. Some 50-year-olds might start to notice subtle health changes. but the overall decline tends to become more pronounced in your 60s. I just didn't want to use up all my healthy years working all the time. Sure, you can make that extra money, but is it worth it? You give up more of your time and your healthy years and you end up with more money than you can spend. You might not even enjoy that money as much as you could have when you were younger. This depends on how your health is from working longer. When is enough enough? You can't buy time. Determine what you value more. It's about priorities. Establish yours and you'll have your answer. How many of your best last years do you want to spend at work? Some people thrive at work and get a lot of satisfaction from their jobs, and some people would rather not work. I read an article about common health issues people face as they get older. It also talked about what you can do to promote good health as you age. 9 of the most common health concerns for seniors are arthritis, heart disease, respiratory diseases, Alzheimer's, osteoporosis, diabetes, falls, obesity, and depression. It said to help avoid these health issues, you should exercise, eat healthy, get enough sleep, manage stress, and not smoke. Now, if you're able to do these things while you're working full-time, then you're a superstar and my hat's off to you. I was not able to effectively take care of myself at the level I should when I was working 50 hours a week. I retired almost 9 months ago. I feel healthier than I have in years. I exercise regularly, I eat healthy, and I get enough sleep. It really makes a huge difference. You'll also notice on this graph that there's a green line for healthy aging. This is for people who are in good health and taking care of themselves. The blue line shows a typical decline, and the red line shows accelerated decline. Look at the difference in your mobility between these 3 lines. That's motivation to take care of your health right there. It's really all a trade-off of what's important to each person. Extra time is more important to me than money. Of course, I wanted enough money to live my life comfortably. Other people will want more money and will want to work longer. And still other people will want even more extra time than I did. They'll retire earlier and probably live more frugally. Define for yourself what's enough and work toward that. I wanted to retire early and fully enjoy my time while I'm still relatively young and mobile and able to do things. At the end of your life, 5 years is worth more than all the money in the world. What about you? What age do you want to retire? Or if you're already retired, what age did you retire? If you want to share, feel free to leave a comment. If you're seeing me for the first time, hi, I'm Julie and this channel's Happy on Monday. Thanks for joining me. If you found this helpful, please like. And if you're interested in retiring early, consider subscribing. I'm going to leave you with a quote. We must let go of the life we have planned so as to accept the one that's waiting for us. Hope to see you again soon.